It's the start of a new week here on Project Joy Live, and I'm so excited because we have one of our regular co hosts coming on today. We've got another brand new exclusive premiere look at the Friendship Paradox and what will be arguably one of the top 10 clips in the whole film. So you don't want to miss this episode. Let's start right now. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I hope you are doing well today. I'm really excited to be here with you for another amazing episode of Project Joy Live and another exclusive premiere look at the Friendship Paradox, which I'm really excited about, you guys. I'm nervous sighted, as I've shared. That's our word that we coined here in our house when you're nervous about something, but you're also really excited at the both same time. So we have a lot of that happens around here. I have a lot of that happens within me. Do you ever get like that where you get so excited about something, but you're also really freaking nervous at the same, and there's like you don't know which one to prioritize. They're just having this whole party inside your body. So that's what's happening to me right now with the premiere of the Friendship Paradox happening on November 29th, which is a Friday. Very excited about that. It's going to be a great way to spend your Friendsgiving, which is the day after Thanksgiving. And so it's going to be great. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. This is, of course, Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning. And my favorite co host that comes on every first Monday of the month is joining us today. Trista Polo is here, you guys, and we've got a great show. So let's talk about it now in the Morning Brew. Are you awake yet? I did my exercise this morning, and I'm going to share with you guys what I shared with my friend Teresa this morning. By the way, check in the comments. Let us know where you're joining us from. What is bringing you joy today, and if there's anything you're celebrating today, because I love to hear about that. But this is the start of I think week 17 that we've been getting up in the morning and doing our exercise in the virtual gym together and whatever that looks like. And I've shared before that, you know, I've only missed one day out of all 17 weeks. I mean, 7 days a week. So one day out of those I missed. And how my goal was to just show up for myself, whatever that looks like in the day, because I just wanted to commit to doing some sort of movement, whether it was just stretching, yoga, walking, dancing, whatever I feel like is what I do in the daytime. I even at some point halfway through, I got myself some new resistance bands. I've been doing some strength training. Like it's been wonderful. It has been a journey because I deal with chronic pain and I have dealt with chronic health issues the the almost the majority of my life. And so it has been a challenge. I always know when I start a routine like this that I try to remind myself often how long it took me to get to this point. So to be easy on myself when I don't see results 5 minutes after after I work out, right? But one of the things I will lean into my gratitude this morning is that my recovery time is getting a little bit better. Typically, if I hurt myself, which it's not normal, but it's normal for my body. Okay, so we'll just go with that. It'll if I'm in pain after a workout, it used to I would be in bed for like days afterwards. It would be really bad. And now I've gotten to the point where I lay down I go to sleep at night, I get my heating pad, I've got my cream that I put on and all of this stuff. And I'm good the next morning. So I'm so grateful that my turnaround time, my recovery time for the pain that I deal with is getting so much better. And I'm just so thankful for that. There's all of these other little things that I can nitpick about my body and the situation, but I'm gonna lean into the gratitude this morning because I appreciate not being laid up for a whole week as what I used to process as punishment for working out. Like I literally, my brain goes, you shouldn't have done that. And now you're being punished for it. And so I'm so appreciative for this shift in mindset, but also the shift in how much time it's taking. I'm just very thankful for that. Other things are at a turtle's pace, but like I said, we're not going to talk about that this morning. As I mentioned, we have Trista Polo on the show this morning, and we're going to be talking about her participation in the upcoming film, The Friendship Paradox. And I'm so excited because we have a new exclusive clip, and I need you, when we take our break, okay, I need you to go get some tissues. Maybe some journaling paper, maybe a pencil. You're going to need a moment. It's a 5-minute clip and you're going to need a moment with it. Okay. That's all I'm going to tell you because I had a moment with it on pulling it for the show today. So very excited about that coming up here. Miss Nancy joining us this morning. Miss Brittany is here. Miss Teresa is here. Good to see you guys today. I don't know about this endorphin shit. I don't think I have those. I'll just say that. I didn't say anything about that, Brittany. But yes, we are celebrating 17 weeks today. Very exciting. Very exciting. All right. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're not going to do a lot of fluff today. Okay. This is serious business today. We're not going to do a lot of fluff. We're going to take a little quick break, look at our first teaser that we had for the Friendship Paradox. And when we get back, the beautiful, radiant, always full of wisdom, Trista Polo will be on your screen and ready to share with us. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
On April 4th, I was 90 years old, grandson of slaves. My parents were first generation free. A long time ago, I embraced the definition of love. Love is the experience of well-being. And a friend is one who mutually shares that experience of well-being with you, which opens up almost infinite creative possibilities.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. Everybody, please welcome Trista Polo here today.
He gets me every time.
He is our own personal Morgan Freeman here.
Every time. Yes. So good.
Love it.
I like to lower expectations though, by the way, not raise them. So you've raised the expectations, and I just want to make sure that everybody knows I don't know what's happening today. I haven't seen it. I said, can you just send it to me so I know what to expect? It's like, nope. It's a surprise. So I really have no idea what we're doing today in terms of the clip, but I'm excited and I'm here for it.
It's going to be great. And I think it's really wonderful because we did the interviews quite some time ago now. It was earlier this year. And I remember because when I went back to work on your clips for the film, I was sick during that time. And it's the only time I had been sick all year. And so some of the interviews, I'm literally like hacking. I sound like an 80-year-old smoker. Like it was really like, it was fun to listen to that. Yeah. And I think you were just getting over something too when we talked, because there was a couple like, moments like, so we were both feeling some kind of way already when we did the interview. So let's start out with because I asked certain people to be a part of this. Not everybody said yes. Why did you say yes to doing this, if you can remember at the time?
I mean, if your name's on it, it's going to be fire. How did I use that word? Was that good?
That's great.
And you just always like to use this laser focus into the heart of the matter. And so I knew that it would be done in a really amazing way. And so why wouldn't I want to be part of that?
I appreciate that. And it's interesting because I had a couple people that participated that maybe don't know me as well as you and I have gotten to know each other. And so there was a little bit of hesitation. Like they would say something and be like, can you cut that? Can you not use that? Like, oh God, what did I just do?
No.
And I'm like, and then afterwards going like, am I going to get to see this before it comes out? And are you going to give me the question? And and it's like, just trust me. I promise you, I will not, I would never put out something that if I was participating, I would go, oh God, I can't believe she put that out. Like I try to think of it from my perspective.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also thinking as well for myself, it was an intriguing question. Because I know I struggled a lot growing up making friends. And how did that come into my adulthood? And, I've had a lot of thoughts and philosophical moments with myself about it. So I think there was some of that too. I had no idea what you were going to ask. I wasn't prepared for anything, but I thought, it would be fun to explore this because I'm not really even sure where I stand on it. How do you make friends as an adult?
Right.
There's no formula, although they did come up with a formula on the Big Bang Theory. So if anybody's ever seen this show or is familiar with it, there's this one episode where Sheldon's trying to make friends with somebody in the school because he thinks he can use that friendship to get time on a machine or something. And they come up with a formula of how to make friends. And so there apparently is a formula if you're a physicist. You can figure it out.
Yeah. Here we are.
And there you are.
If you didn't know, I'm going to have to go find that episode and figure out what that is before I actually put this out into the world, because maybe it's the answer we need for all of it. I don't know. But yeah, so when I was thinking about you coming on the show today and your book, Self-Love Shenanigans, and I was thinking about because we didn't really talk about in any of the interviews anything about self-love or self-forgiveness when it comes to friendship. Because I think when we're younger, because we spent a significant amount of time in each of the interviews for the film talking about what friendship looked like as a child, going into teenage years and all of that. And your particular answer to one of the questions that I asked everybody, which was, what if anything were you taught about friendship growing up? Your answer to that was different than everybody else, and it was perfection for the show today because it ties so much into self-love and self-forgiveness and this reflection piece that sometimes we do in adulthood, looking back on those earlier year friendships and going, oh man, I really screwed up that one. Do you remember the clip now?
You see my face? Yeah.
It's arguably the best clips we have because it's so real, because I think it's so easy, like everything else in life, to look back and go, well, that wasn't my fault. That was Susie and that was Sally. But to be able to look back and go, man, I dropped the ball on that one. That was it was perfect.
And it defined the rest of my life and how I approach friendship. And so that's the gift, right? The gift was that I was willing to take ownership, and I probably not at the time, but definitely in all of my healing throughout my life. But it made me who I am as a friend, which is massively loyal and unwavering. And my I want you to win, whatever winning looks like for you, probably came from there. Like a lot of who I am, there's defining moments when you're a kid, defining moments. Yeah.
I love it. So listen, if you got, we're going to chat for one more minute, but if you're ready to see this clip that Trista is in, please drop some emoji, some hearts or something down below so we can give her some support as we go into this clip in just a minute here. Had you thought about at all before to the point of the interview or maybe since about how self-love ties into friendship?
Well, I often say that it's hard to love someone else more than you can love your own self.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, right? We can be selfless and we can give our love away, etc. But it's kind of like putting the mask on. You need to give love to yourself so that you have it to share out. It's like a battery. It's like the energy of life. It's a flow. And so if it stops in me, then what I'm offering out isn't as pure, it's not as authentic, and it's not as powerful. So I really do stand by that you can love people more. Every amount you can love yourself more is more you have to give out. And so friendships can be more authentic, more connected, more loving. The more that you have that for yourself. You should be your best friend, your first best friend. And how you talk to yourself. Like one of the things I say in the book a lot is, would you say that to somebody that is a friend of yours? Would somebody still be friends with you if you said that to them or spoke to them like that?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yes.
Miss Brittany's ready. She's ready out there. Lauren's here this morning. Good morning. Good to see you today. So let's do it. Let's watch a brand new premiere clip from the Friendship Paradox coming out November 29th with Miss Trista Polo.
Yes. You know, it's the experiences growing up that mold you. Because I moved around so much, I ended up in a town that was really, really close-knit. And it didn't take too kindly to outsiders. This was the number one bullying experience. They treated me terribly. They ostracized me. It was right out of a high school special. They made fun of me when they could. They left nasty notes in my locker. And I was only there for about a year and a half or 2 years. So when I moved back to a previous school, I was craving acceptance. I was craving friendship. And I really I wanted to be part of the community. And I had a really good friend, and she had been friends with me when I lived in the same area. Then I moved away. She was the only person that stayed friends with me. You know, this was before social media and phones, texting and FaceTime. So she was the only person that took her time to call me on my house phone from her house phone and check in and see how I was. We didn't drive. This was middle school. So we didn't really see each other, but she kept in touch and she stayed in touch with me. So when I moved back to her school, she, of course, was my closest friend. And yet I craved acceptance in a larger way because of how much I had been bullied. So I got into the popular crowd, and they knew I was friends with her, and she really was the person in that school that I had been in the previous school. So they would ask me questions about her, and I became the informant. I became the secret teller. I would tell them things she said about them when she was annoyed at them, and I really used my friendship with her to create acceptance with the power of the school, the popular kids. It all culminated in a moment that will be forever burned in my brain, where the head of this group brought her into the girls' bathroom and made me watch while she confronted her on every secret I had divulged to them of things that she had said. She bawled her eyes out. We stopped being friends after that. And I would say that of my life, it's one of the things I'm most ashamed of. It taught me how to be a loyal friend who can keep a secret. My husband doesn't even know the secrets that I have. So she taught me how to be a friend and, how not to be. I reached out to her years later, and she had forgiven me. I had never forgiven myself. I reached out to apologize in a tone, like I sent her a letter, but other than that, I couldn't even face her. And so we reconnected, and she didn't have anything about it. She had no, upsets. She didn't blame me for anything. She was good. She had gone through some stuff about it, her own healing about it, and her own forgiveness about it. So generous. So then she taught me as an adult how to be a friend too. And we don't really talk these days, but I'm glad to say that we're connected and we stay in touch through social media. And she allowed me to forgive myself because of the space she gave me to forgive, the space she gave in forgiving me.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. And that was Trista Polo, and one of my favorite clips in the whole film. And I want to celebrate you for your honesty, I had such, I already loved and respected and appreciated you before that moment. And it was it took my breath away, your honesty, and it made me it brought you to a whole nother level in my mind. And I just thank you for that moment.
Thank you. That was really hard to watch. That's not the first time I had talked about it, but it's the first time I watched myself talk about it. And that was tough. I was in this weird, surreal moment of yep, that happened. And then hearing it, from a third party on the video and thinking, how could that have happened?
Right.
How could I have, why am I not talking about the Mean Girls movie or some other fake media? This sounds like a story out of a movie. And I guess that's where movies get their stories from, is real life. But that was, thank you. Thank you for not telling me beforehand what it was, so I could really experience it. Yeah. For the first time. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So for everybody, there's a lot that you're not going to see in the film, which is some of the in-between conversations that we might have had in between, questions, or I may end up putting out some outtakes or something later on.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that you don't see. And when Trista finished where that clip ends, there's silence. And then I'm just sitting there going, wow. And it took me 4 minutes to collect myself and say the next question. Because look, when I asked that question, you took it to a place that was not taken by literally any of the other people that I interviewed. Every other person, we talked about, how people in general, you're going to hear a lot of people talking about how we weren't really taught anything in a traditional sense by the adults in our lives. And so you were the only one that took it to that experience place.
Mm.
Because of this, man, I learned a whole lot on reflection. And so it's arguably, like I said, one of my favorite moments.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that it was 4 minutes. I remember being in the moment and just allowing the space.
Yeah. It was
That's
me
something
going,
yeah.
let me figure out where to go next from this because I don't know. Yeah, it was something. And do you since I mean, I know like we've mentioned, it's been a while since we've done the interviews.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you felt after the interview process was done? Was there anything like that you hadn't thought about before, or just in general, like what your feelings might have been when after we processed through all of that?
I was very reflective. I remember that. I was very quiet. Like I really felt like this is just coming back to me now. I felt like I left it all on the field.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't hold anything back. I felt like I gave all of it to you. And so I felt it wasn't a feeling of spent. It was a feeling of emptiness though. I do remember that. And I was like, okay, good. That's how I want to feel because I feel like that means I didn't leave anything out that I wished I had said. So I do remember that now that you're asking me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt that with, I would say, because there was 26 people interviewed, I would say probably at least 20 out of the 26, I felt like this was a conversation that was a long time coming.
Mm.
Like that was just sort of like, well, I mean, I've had these little thoughts here and there, but I've never like compartmentalized it
Yeah.
into a 1 hour and something, conversation.
Like I've
Which is
been waiting for somebody to ask me these
yeah,
questions. Yeah.
like thanks for asking. It's been a minute,
Yeah.
since we
Yeah.
thought about all of that. And so in the same token, when from what you can recall and your feelings you have now, what do you hope that people take away from watching this film?
Their own insights. Because I think, like you said, we're not really taught how to be friends, especially growing up. The kind of things that I remember people saying is, yeah, it gets better. Don't worry, it gets better. Kind of answers. I do remember my mother was always taking the other person's side, like whatever it was. She really taught me how to put myself in somebody else's shoes. In the moment, I was like, why don't you ever take my side? And there was a lot of friendship navigating that I probably lots of stories that I'm sure we all wish we had done differently, or if only I knew then what I know now. So what I'd love for people to see in themselves is insights like that, because that stuff shaped us.
Yeah.
It definitely shaped me. And those are our formative years. And it's how we are in our relationships now, oftentimes, or what we healed from. So having those same insights, I think, would be a real gift for people, seeing friendship through our eyes to open up their own eyes.
Right. I hope similarly that it's a moment of reflection for people, maybe that aren't like some of us that just stay in reflection. or and then also, like, many of us we are leaders, or we are parents, or at this point in our lives now, and how can we create the space as well for others to cultivate friendship, be a good friend? Like, what does that look like? And also, we're going to get into in the film, what people really want out of friendship at this point in their life, because and that's something that I really feel like we're not talking about, like the expectations that we have. That was something that was covered. And my probably my favorite part for me, my little giggle moment that I had every time, was people coming on and saying in the interview that they had no expectations, but then as we're talking, it's like, oh, I like a friend that does this and that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, oh, that's cute. Do you know what you said 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
So that was fun for me to sit back and listen to
To have that full view of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we all like to be, very spiritual and evolved and everything else. And I don't have any bullshit.
Yeah, you do.
Yep, that's it. So I'm so excited. Danielle popped in this morning as well. Danielle is part of the film. Brittany is part of the film, and I'm just so excited for you guys to see the final product.
Me
If
too.
I don't
I
lose
can't
all my
wait.
hair in the process.
I can't. I can't wait. Not that there's any pressure on you. Okay. But I'm so excited for it. I've been anticipating it since that day when we talked. And I can't believe that it's coming up. I want to share. Did I share the time bending thing I saw recently?
No, you need to tell me about
So I have a weird thing about time. Like I'm always like rushing. We have to get done on time and it has to be on time and I have to respect their time. Like I have this thing about time. And so I saw this thing about time bending and I facilitated a program and I requested to bend time and have all the time that I needed. And it was the most relaxed and on time thing I've ever done. So I gift you time bending. I gift it to all of you, but especially to you.
I
bend that
receive
time,
all
baby.
of that.
Bend it.
I receive all of that. Because I still have a lot left to do, but I know that it's going to come together in the way that it's supposed to, in the timing that it's supposed to, while giving me a minor heart attack. Like it's just all of it. But I really, I'm so glad that the clip moved you. And again, I just appreciate, I appreciate your vulnerability, because those moments that we had in any of these interviews that were so raw. I remember one in particular with Christine Mattoon, that you guys will see, that will just, I'm telling you, do not come to this film without an entire case of tissues. Don't do it. I'm warning you now.
Yeah. From now on, every time we come here to enjoy Project Joy, we better have tissues with us.
That's it. Bring your tissues. Good morning, Diggs. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. All right. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. Are you staying for birthdays this morning? Yes. Okay. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this with birthdays, announcements, and all that good stuff. Don't go anywhere.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home. Where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Super excited to have you with us today and to have my co-host, Trista Polo, today. We all got to cry together last segment, which was wonderful. I hope you guys will go to thefriendshipparadox.com and get signed up to get notifications so that you don't miss the premiere on Friday, November 29th of The Friendship Paradox. It's time to do birthdays, Trista. You ready? Let's do it.
I'm ready for...
Happy birthday to you.
All right.
My dog's also ready. She sings for happy birthday. She does.
Love it. Love it. So I have to tell you, this is just a little inside joke with me and you, Trista. Nobody else, well, maybe somebody will get it. I don't know. But we were joking yesterday when we were touching base about the show today about things that we weren't going to talk about on the show today. It happens to be that person's birthday today, and we're not going to mention it on the show. Swear to God.
Come on.
I cannot make this up. I cannot make it up.
Let's just say we're not going to talk about them because we don't want to be in danger.
That's what we don't want to be
And
in
that's all I'm
danger.
gonna say.
We don't want to have to relocate to another country.
For sure. For sure.
Okay. We'll just
So
go with
happy birthday to them.
Yeah, sure. Sure, we'll go. May you have the birthday you deserve. Okay, that shouldn't. Okay. Okay, this is horrible.
Okay.
All right, moving on. So
Joy. We're finding lots of joy today.
there's lots of joy to be had today. Okay, so I go back to what I've been saying all along. These celebrities need to figure it out because I'm tired of having to sort through the birthday list. I really am. I'm really tired of it. Y'all need to behave.
Agreed.
Ralph Macchio has a birthday today. Do you remember him?
Not only do I remember him, but apparently he just pitched in for Chris, I forget his name, in a live concert and sang lead in the show.
I didn't know he could sing.
Nobody did. Nobody knew. I'm going to get the details. I can't remember.
Please pass it along because I didn't know. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, he was the original Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio. And so definitely I need to see this clip now. It needs to happen. Matthew McConaughey is 55 years old. We don't have any beef with him yet, do we? Because okay. But 55 though, well done.
Yes, not yet. It was Coldplay. And who's the lead singer of Coldplay?
Is his name Chris?
Yeah, it's Chris something. I'm so sorry. I didn't know this would come up or I would have been ready.
That's okay. Well, I mean, I didn't either. I just looked at it.
Coldplay singer Chris Martin. He lost his voice during the show. And in Melbourne, Australia. And Ralph was in the audience and came up and sang and did an amazing job. So that's a fun way to celebrate your pre-birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff Probst, host of Survivor.
Oh, all right.
He's aging
well.
Yeah. Oh my, Teresa. Okay, I am starting a what do you call it when you vote on something, like you're trying
poll?
Yeah, not a poll, like a petition. I'm starting a petition for Teresa to start a show about all of these celebrity encounters that she has had, because I would tune in every week. Teresa said she talked to the lead singer of Coldplay on the phone once. Every time I mention a celebrity,
she has had an experience.
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
She at least needs a tell-all TikTok. I mean, come on.
Okay, so I want everybody to put a hand emoji. We're going to vote right now. Hand emoji in the comments if you would like to hear Teresa start a show about all of her celebrity experiences. They could be 5 minutes, Teresa. We don't care. We want to hear about it. We want to hear about it. Good morning, Kevin. Good to see you today. Yeah, there is the new Karate Kid series. What is it?
Cool.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Yes. Yeah. I don't
want to ruin it, but it has a twist that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, it's okay. I have to, sometimes I have to separate the original films from whatever comes out. Like they're coming out with
do to them. I know.
Yeah, like they're coming out with a new Harry Potter series. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that.
Yeah,
I don't know. But that said, sometimes I'm proven wrong. I love the Wednesday series on Netflix. Have you watched Wednesday?
Okay.
Trista, it's so good. So like I always loved Addams Family, but the series Wednesday on Netflix is fantastic. So sometimes I get proven wrong. And
I mean, it has to happen once in a while.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. See, everybody wants the show.
Everybody, let's do it. I'm ready.
Yep. I'm raising 2 hands. I'm voting twice. Don't do that tomorrow, boys and girls. Okay.
Please.
New Harry Potter other than the baking thing. Yes, there's going to be a series. I think it's going to be on maybe HBO. I'll have details
Oh.
for you another day. Again, I didn't come prepared because we just randomly talk about whatever on the show. Comedian who I think is wildly hilarious. If you guys haven't seen her, Taylor Tomlinson.
Oh,
She's
yes.
31 today.
I like her.
She's very funny,
Yeah.
very kind of dark humor. Sometimes she talks a lot about depression and
Mhm.
and all of that. And she's
And when is
very
that
funny.
not funny?
Exactly. Let's see who else. Anybody else that I dare to mention this morning? No, I think we're good. I think we're good for right now. The celebrities in my life, however, over the last couple of days, I've had some beautiful friends that have had birthdays. Charlie Ebbinghaus had happy birthday to you today. Seth Bethelson, that I went to school with. Rosemary Fogarty, a dear friend of mine. Teresa's baby, or not so baby, because they're the same age as my son. Anthony Warren had a birthday.
Nice.
Mike Pedraza, that's Danielle's hubby. That I hope you got to watch Pitch Perfect all day yesterday, Mike.
Oh, nice.
And Nicole Pooch Sanchez, happy birthday to all of you. So let's get our birthday song on. Here we go. Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Get it. Happy
birthday, dear.
Ralph, Matthew, Jeff, Taylor, Charlie, Seth, Rosemary, Anthony, Mike, and Nicole. Happy birthday to you. Yes. To all those that are celebrating, and we loved that Trista's puppy joined us for that. That was fantastic.
She's, you can't like give her you can't direct her, right, or conduct her. She just goes where she goes.
She's the star. She is the star. That I love how animals know who the star of the show is.
Of course,
truly. That makes me so happy. Anything that you're celebrating or announcing or sharing this week, Trista? What do you have going on in your world?
I always forget you're going to ask me this. And I just want to say that I made an announcement last time. It's still in the works.
Okay.
My new little fun thing with charms. And just like you said, I forget how you worded it, but you worded it perfectly, that it sometimes just takes longer than you want it to. Yeah. And you just have to respect your body and your brain and, all the things. And so it's still exciting. It's still in the works. I'm going to be doing a charm casting process where I do readings and offer charms, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I'm stepping into my spirituality in an outside way, bringing the inside out. So it's been a great, process. Can I share one extra thing from the beginning? It's a neuroscience nugget. So did you know that your brain reacts the exact same way, whether it's anxiety or anticipation, and it's how your perspective is that it decides which one it is. So it's the same exact reaction in your brain, anticipation and anxiety, but your perspective, am I saying this right? Your perspective decides which one you feel. And so if we can flip our thoughts around what's happening to be positive or grateful, we can change anxiety to anticipation.
Yes, I love
that.
I
wanted to share that right before, because I had it written down. I didn't want to forget.
No, I love that so much. And those little nuggets like that remind me, one, that we always have a choice in how we want to, process through something. And we may not have a choice in what's going on, but we always have a choice in how we process through it. And then two, reminding me that all of this work that we're doing, these things that feel like seemingly nothing in the moment, they really do matter. They really do matter. All these little tools, every time you show up to Project Joy Live, I'm including that in a tool, everybody. Every time you show up here, every time you do a meditation, every time you sit down and take time for yourself, and all the things that you do, as Trista talks about in her book, to learn to love yourself and have a life full of shenanigans. Why not?
Thank you for letting me throw that extra little shenanigan in there because
Absolutely.
I really wanted to. And you're right. You're
Love
so right about that.
Yes. And make sure you guys get a copy of Self-Love Shenanigans, which the link is down in the show notes for you guys. You can go grab that. And Trista, we'll see you one more time this year. Do you believe that?
No, wait, this is the new way to do it. Do you,
And like
okay.
this too.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
like,
you have to have it the right direction.
yeah. It's very hard to do on camera when it's flipped.
Yes, one more time.
Yes.
I'm excited.
You know who I'm going to see Thursday?
Who?
Chicago.
You are?
Very
Oh
excited.
my gosh. I
Baby,
love
what a big surprise.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I'm going to have.
Yes.
Yes.
My very eyes. Oh
Yes. Okay.
So good.
Get the dog going again.
Shh. We're not singing happy birthday.
She loves our singing. I'm just
Done. That's what it is. She loves it.
That's what it is. 100%. All right. Thank you so much, Trista, for being here again today. I love you so much.
I love you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
All right, everybody. I'm Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy and laughter a priority in your life today and every day, because you are the joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
And I've been lifting myself up.